WITN, your breaking news and weather authority. Now, your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN News at Sunrise.
Good morning. The nearly $2 trillion COVID relief plan is on its way to the president's desk. We'll let you know when you could see another stimulus check in your bank account. Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Liz Bateson.
And I'm meteorologist Jim Howard. And good news, no changes to what I've been forecasting.
Good.
And that means we're still going to get near 80 tomorrow, mid-70s today. Yesterday we hit 74, 76 or so later today. Right now we're in the mid-40s outside.
A GoFundMe page has been set up for the Greenville police detective who was seriously hurt in a head-on crash that killed another woman. State troopers say the crash happened Tuesday night on Highway 264. They say a woman was driving east on the highway in the westbound lane when she collided with Detective Nikki Verdon's cruiser. Verdon was on her way back from training and was hospitalized with serious injuries. A GoFundMe page says she's currently recovering from surgery and will have a long, strenuous recovery and physical therapy. So far, the GoFundMe has raised more than $2,700 to help with those costs. The other woman in the crash died at the scene. Troopers believe she was impaired. They say they smelled alcohol in the car and saw alcohol containers. When we return, we'll have a check of the weather with meteorologist Jim Howard.
All right, folks, air temp outside. Closing in on 50 quickly, generally mid to upper 40s, through the 40s, through the 50s, through the 60s, and well into the 70s we go again today. Another beautiful day, that high temp pushing up towards the mid 70s later.
Now, your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN News at Noon.
Now at noon, if you're waiting to become eligible for a COVID vaccine, you might have just moved up in line. We'll tell you who can get their shots next week. Plus, another stimulus check could be headed your way. We'll tell you how soon you can expect those checks and how much you could make this time around. But first, more people are calling on the New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign after allegations of sexual harassment, including members of his own party. Good afternoon. I'm Liz Bateson. Austin Pollock is off. We start with breaking news out of New York. Multiple members of Governor Andrew Cuomo's own party are calling on him to resign. This comes as he faces mounting sexual harassment allegations. A majority of New York lawmakers are calling on him to resign, now including Democratic U.S. congressional members.
Now, your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN First at 4.
Governor Roy Cooper under an hour ago announcing more people will soon be eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine in our state. And President Biden today signing the $1.9 trillion pandemic relief bill, giving the green light for more businesses, more money to businesses and Americans. Excuse me. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us here on First at 4. I'm Clayton Bauman. Governor Roy Cooper announcing just a short time ago that it will be moving up the timeline for part of the next eligible group of North Carolinians to get their COVID-19 vaccine. Cooper says that beginning March 17th, folks with medical conditions who have a higher risk for severe illness from the coronavirus will be eligible.
Now, your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Clayton Bauman. Welcome back to WITN at First at 4. Beautiful day out there in Eastern Carolina. Phillip Williams joins me. Phillip, dogs like Mr. Biggie Smalls and all the other animals out there probably enjoying the weather today.
Oh yeah, great day just to lay in the grass,
Yep.
let the sun bask, on you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful day today. Great for a walk as well, or a stroll, or play fetch. And temperatures have certainly been way above average. Average highs are near 63. Today's temperatures have been in the mid 70s. Let's check those out right now around the region.
That's all for WITN First at 4. WITN News at 5 o'clock with Stacia Strong starts right now.
Now, your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN News at 5.
Right now on WITN News at 5 as we mark 365 days since the COVID crisis was declared a world pandemic, new hope is on the horizon. We break down the continued efforts to provide relief and vaccines to people across Eastern Carolina. And despite the pandemic, one of the area's largest barbecue festivals will happen this year. We find out what changes are in store for the popular event. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stacia Strong. We're starting tonight with breaking news. Governor Roy Cooper has signed legislation to provide COVID-19 relief to North Carolinians. The package received bipartisan support and passed both chambers of the General Assembly in just days. That's all for WITN News at 5 o'clock. Coming up on WITN News at 5:30. It's been 1 year since the COVID crisis was declared a world pandemic. We break down what we've learned since then and the changes that are likely to come in the future. And schools across the state are getting ready to open fully for in-person classes. We take a look at one area district's plans to get kids back safely and find out what you can do to help your child catch up.
Now, your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN News at 5:30.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stacia Strong. Dave Jordan is off tonight. 1 year after the COVID-19 pandemic officially began, President Biden has now signed his massive COVID relief bill and is preparing to deliver his first primetime address. Alice Barr breaks down what the president is expected to discuss.
I'm kind of like on a mission to get this vaccine.
That was Lisa Van Haver. She's 63 years old and she has a very rare brain disease and she hasn't been eligible to get the COVID-19 vaccine until an announcement was made today saying that some people in Group 4 are now eligible to get the vaccine next week. I'll have more details about this coming up.
Most definitely my family back home in Connecticut. I'll be glad to be able to go back home to visit and see them.
Many are walking out of this vaccination clinic in Pitt County after getting their Johnson & Johnson shot, telling me they feel happy, proud, excited. You can hear more from them and why they wanted to get this shot coming up.
Now, your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Sharon Johnson. Dave Jordan is off tonight. Another group in the state can now get the COVID-19 vaccine. Governor Roy Cooper announced today that people with high-risk medical conditions can get their shot starting next Wednesday, March 17th. We have live team coverage tonight. Nikki Hauser is live at a new mass vaccination site in Pitt County where they're giving out Johnson & Johnson vaccines. But first, Amber Lake explains Governor Cooper's announcement and who is now eligible. Amber?